Hi everyone, we're back for day 3 of our series of The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. And I'm still here with the Dragon Babies.
Hi.
And we're discussing the next chapter today. You're gonna be really freaked out.
Okay.
on the next chapter. So yesterday, remember, the boy was asking for
Apples. Money.
money, not apples, money.
Apple money. Okay.
Money, right? And you had a very vehement
Yes.
reaction
I was so
already
angry.
towards it. Okay, well, hold your horses. Here we go for today's topic. So, after the boy got all the apples to sell and get money, he didn't come back for a long time. And I'm talking about years here. He does come back, probably a little bit more adult,
Yes.
maybe 20s, 30s even. And the tree was very happy. So the tree goes, "Boy, come here and play. Climb my trunk, play with the branches. Let's play hide and seek." But this time the boy says, "Oh, I'm too old to play and too busy. I have no time. But I came back here because I need a house."
Okay. Wait.
So obviously the tree says, "I don't have a house, but what you can do is to cut the branches and build a house. Then you'll be happy." And that's exactly what the boy did. Cut off all the branches of the tree and went away. And the tree, guess what?
Was happy.
And the tree was happy. So, how do you feel about... Let's talk about the boy first. How do you feel about the boy right now?
This guy.
Mm.
Okay. So, I'm noticing a trend here.
Okay.
Like, the boy keeps on coming back to the tree ever since leaving it from his childhood, right? And he keeps on asking for things. And, it makes sense because sometimes people need help. Sometimes you go to the people who you know support you and ask for help. But it doesn't look like a mutual relationship to me because every time the boy says, "I need something from you, please help me." But the
He
boy...
doesn't even say please.
Yeah, the boy doesn't even say please.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry for... Okay.
And, it's starting to look a little bit toxic because the boy never even asks about the tree. Like the first thing the boy says to the tree is, "I need money. I need a house." Okay.
All right.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to see you too. And how do you think... Do you think that even the tree minds that, Mary, that you're back, but you're not really back? You're just here because you want something from me. Do you think the tree feels it at this time?
Honestly, because the tree is seeing the boy from a really long time, so I could assume that the tree's really happy to see the boy. But like the boy's already an adult. He's already have a house. He's too busy, so he can't hang out with the tree. So while the tree is still happy to see the boy, the tree's still also not that happy because he can't do the things that he could do in his childhood.
Ah, so he's not back to relieve, right? To relieve the childhood with the tree, right? Do you think that's also part of it?
Yeah, because from, the boy that the tree knows is just that, a little boy who played on its branches and played on the swing thing, right? I remember there was a swing thing.
Yes.
And now this, older person is coming back and he's like a completely different person. Like he's no longer looking for the tree's company, but actual physical things that the tree owns or has
Okay.
property over,
All right. So I'll focus on this part of the discussion. As parents, you kids, you come to us for support, for help, and that's all right because, well, you're kids. But as you grow older, we also expect you to become independent, right? So at this point, I see the boy going to the tree or going back to the tree because he wants something, he needs something. And yet he's already old enough. He asked for money, he asked for a house. I'm thinking, wait a minute, is this I think this is starting to be an abusive relationship already. I don't know, is that too heavy for you?
No.
No.
If we talk about abusive, like toxic. You said the word toxic,
Yeah.
like having toxic relationships. Have you had experiences of having toxic relationships at your age?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I'm in high school right now, so whether it's with a close group of friends, if there's like drama or something, or a group project, right, and there's like a freeloader or something, which isn't preferable in a group project, because how I define a toxic relationship is a person or one party of the relationship is draining the life or the energy out of another person. So, I've been on the receiving end of some of those. Sometimes I felt like people have drained the energy out of me, have drained the life out of me. So, since I know what that feels like, I try, to be more conscious about it. I try to make sure that I am actually, helping this person. I'm being a supportive friend. But sometimes, I wonder if I'm giving too much, if I'm
Yeah.
giving too little.
I understand. Sometimes we give too much, but we don't know when is the limit.
Yeah.
Now, Ate's high school. What about, I know you're also in high school, but junior high. So let's say in grade 7, have you had that experience, Mary?
Well, starting off high school, I wasn't really expecting anything. But when I'm in the middle of the school year, and people have considered me as a reliable person. So like when they don't know what to do, they come to me. They're like, Mary, how do you do this? Sometimes I know what to do, sometimes I don't. But when I tell them how do they do this, they sometimes keep on coming back to me, even though I explained it really well.
You've already said it, yes.
Yeah, I do it for a few times, oh, okay, this problem's different from the other one, so I'll explain it. But then when for every question they keep on asking me, I usually say that's enough, stop it.
So you
Wow.
you are able to say that. Oh, I have trained you well. Okay. So you say that, right? Okay. So and that's my point, right? Toxic relationships, you give until you can, until you still like that feeling of giving. But once you feel like that there's something wrong, it's usually there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So it's about time to end it, right? But sometimes we Filipinos were very sensitive. If you say something like, I'm done.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. People get offended. So how do you think is the best way to, I guess, tell your friend or the group mate,
politely
yes,
stop it.
how do you say, I'm politely stopping
Stop
it?
it, please.
Stop it, get some help.
Well, how do you think we should do it? Like in your age bracket.
For me,
Yeah, just give our viewers one suggestion.
well, in the context of people of my demographic, usually they're students, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes people come to you for help, which is normal in a school setting, right? Because, you're going through the same thing. It's nice to have someone supporting you, or it's nice to have someone who understands what you're going through. But sometimes when people ask too much of you, you have to remember that the most important person to you should be yourself. So if it's starting to drain you, if you're starting to feel bad about it, then it's time to confront the person. Not saying that you fight them or anything, but you have to have the courage to tell them that it's actually draining for you and you might not be the right person to help them. You can maybe tell them that someone out there might be of more use to them than you are.
Okay. Do you have any ideas, Mary? Apart from saying enough.
Stop it.
Stop
Whoa.
it. Whoa, stop it. Or do you think really just being honest is actually the best way as well?
Well, in my case, some of them ask me if they need help. I usually help them. But when it comes to personal stuff,
Okay.
I usually say I'm not the type of person you should be asking.
Ah.
That's why you have a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a sponsor.
he's
Or
right.
that's why sometimes you have your guidance counselor.
Yeah, you have
you have
your guidance
people
counselor.
who are better
Yeah.
in these types of problems, right?
Yeah, like I
Because
feel
they have
like
experience.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more helpful to people academically.
Yeah, same.
Right?
Okay.
But if it's emotionally, I'm just not the kind
Right.
of person who's going
So I think
to
if
be of
you're
much
saying,
use,
yeah,
you know?
so if you're saying I'm not that kind of person,
Yeah.
I'm not the
There are
person.
better people to
Yes,
talk to.
I
There
think
are people
that's
who
a-
will help you more
That's a
than I
polite
can.
way of
Yeah.
saying it. So what are we saying, our dear viewers? Get out of toxic relationships. That's just what we're saying.
You
It's
don't
not
need
good
that
for
in your
you.
life.
We don't need that in our lives, and we can give as long as we're still happy about
Yes.
giving. I mean, there's a genuine happiness that you feel. But once you feel that you're really being used and abused, it's time to get out. And there are many other ways of really getting out of the relationship and not getting drained. Remember, love yourself. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.